Today we are going to be looking at the different growth factors that encourages the growth of bacteria outside of their natural habitat. You see, if you are trying to culture organisms in the lab, you need to culture them factoring these growth requirements to ensure their successful cultivation, so that there is not a false negative result showing that the organism is not present, whereas the growth factors were not met. So under that classification, we can classify bacteria under their temperature requirements. Different bacteria has a different temperature that they can grow optimally. It's just like us humans, right? We have our optimal temperature. Now, based on that, they are classified into 4 categories, and the first on that list is the Psychrophiles. From the name Psychrophiles, it means cold loving. These are organisms that are cold loving. They love cold environments. You can find them in polar regions, right? They love cold environments, and they grow best at a temperature of, their growth range is about 5 degrees to 20 degrees Celsius. This is the growth range temperature for Psychrophiles. And the next on the list are a certain group of organisms that cause spoilage of foods or fruits that you store in the refrigerator. Yet, storing food in the refrigerator does not stop its spoilage. It only slows it down. And those group of organisms responsible for food spoilage in the refrigerator are known as Psychrotrophs. Right? And they grow best at a temperature of 5 to about 35 degrees Celsius. Now, they do not necessarily love the cold environment, but they can still grow. It's not their optimal temperature, but they can still grow at that temperature. An example of such organisms is they have the Listeria monocytogenes. We also have the Pseudomonas species. Yes, then the next group or next category that we are going to be looking at are the Mesophiles. Mesophiles, they love moderate temperature. They do not like very cold or very hot. They are just in the middle. Now, many organisms that cause diseases in humans are Mesophiles because they grow at the temperature of humans, which is about 37 degrees Celsius. Now, Mesophiles, their growth range falls between 20, depending on some textbooks. Some textbooks might put 20 degrees Celsius to about 40 degrees Celsius. That is the growth range of Mesophiles. An example of a Mesophile, we have Escherichia coli, Staphylococcus aureus, etc. Just think of any bacteria that causes disease in humans and you find them there. Now, the next we have our Thermophiles. Heat-loving, from the word thermo, heat-loving. Thermophiles, these organisms are heat-loving organisms, and they grow best at a temperature between 40, some textbooks might still say 45 to 80 degrees Celsius. You can find them in hot springs. The next group we have are the Hyperthermophiles. From the name hyper, I mean that they love extremely hot environments, and this is above 80 degrees Celsius. Now, these are the different growth range of these different categories of organisms, and we have to understand that growth range is not the same as optimal temperature. Psychrophiles may have a growth range of 5 to 20 degrees Celsius, but a particular psychrophile, its optimal temperature might be at 10 degrees Celsius. So it's not like it's fixed in stone. You just have to understand the organism that you are trying to culture in the lab to be able to successfully culture them, right? And the next point I'll make is that we should not confuse Thermophile just because they love hot environments, meaning they are resistant to heat. No. Growth temperature is not the same as thermal resistance. So they might grow best at hot temperatures or really high temperatures. It doesn't mean that they are resistant to heat. These are the things we should understand when we are dealing or culturing bacteria in the lab. So the next factor that we are going to be looking at is according to their oxygen requirements.